What's up, everybody? It's round 3 on a Thursday. We're back from a different location in the Wrestling Rants Control Center, aka my apartment. The cat took over the chair, folks. The cat took over the chair. The wrestling rant mascot Chatterer took over straight up the chair, so I cannot get back to do another wrestling rant from that location. But we're back in a little wrestling nook in my apartment here to talk about Rantrospective on this day in wrestling, August 24th. I can't believe this month is already almost done, and I didn't even mention quite yet that in less than a week I will be back in Chicago for yet another fun-filled year of all-out week. I think this will be my 4th that I've done. I went to 2019, 2021, 22, and now 23. Got a lot of stuff going on in Chicago for this week. Dynamite next Wednesday. I'll be there. AAW, I think it's called Born to be Wired or something like that, with a barbed wire death match. That's Thursday. We got front row ringside to that one. Friday night is GCW, and then quite frankly, I don't know what they all have scheduled. And then on Saturday, Collision, and of course Sunday is All Out from the United Center. So I myself, as well as another brother from another mother, Matt Walker, is going to be in Chicago for all the shows, all the fun, all the excitement of All Week. Probably check out StarCast as well, so maybe see some clips from some of the panels at StarCast as well this coming week and weekend after, not this coming, but the next one, because this coming weekend is All In, which we're going to be talking a lot about that this weekend, and no question about it. I'm really excited for that show, no doubt. All right, let's get into Rantrospective, August 28th. Finally, let's get into it. Let's talk about the birthdays on this day. First and foremost, how about Rocky Johnson? The father of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson celebrates his birthday today. He was born in 1944, and literally the next year, guess whose birthday it is? Vincent Kennedy McMahon, indeed, is born on this day in 1945. I think that makes him 78 years old at this point. Woof. All right, let's get into on this day, August 24th. First off, 1994, Clash of the Champions 28, and this was a very memorable Clash of the Champions where Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair had their rematch from Bash at the Beach, if you recall. This match was shenanigans aplenty, ending with a count out victory for Ric Flair, as a matter of fact. And also on this show, looking back in history, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat took on Stunning Steve Austin for the U.S. title. He did beat Austin, but that was legitimately his last match. He suffered a back injury, put him out of the ring permanently at that point. He did not return to wrestling until that little run he had around WrestleMania 25. Wow. So that was actually a pretty significant show looking back in history. The Ric Flair-Hogan match, looking back, was all right. It was all to lead to Halloween Havoc in that cage match. But good stuff, Clash 28. How about in 1998? This was Monday Night Raw, the finals of the Brawl for All tournament. Bart Gunn defeating Bradshaw, and that was it for that one. $75,000 for the winner. Legit, Bart Gunn got, but then he was ceremoniously beaten down at WrestleMania 15 from Butterbean. And that was that. 1999, the first ever SmackDown was taped on this day back in 1999. So a pretty significant day, this day in wrestling here. This was in Kansas City, Missouri at Kemper Arena. Triple H faced The Rock in the main event, if you recall, and Shawn Michaels was the special referee who costed that match for The Rock as he helped Triple H defeat The Rock on the first ever episode of SmackDown taped on this day in 1999. How about 2003? SummerSlam was from Phoenix, Arizona, with the following results. On top, Kurt Angle over Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship, and this was the date of the second Elimination Chamber that they had on this SummerSlam that featured if I recall, a kind of an injured Triple H who ended up winning the match at the end against Goldberg. That set up a match with them, I think, down the road later in the year and whatnot. Also on this match, or in this match at the second Elimination Chamber, was Chris Jericho, Randy Orton, Kevin Nash, and Shawn Michaels. So that was 2003. And then to close it off, in 2015, on Monday Night Raw, the night after SummerSlam in Brooklyn, New York, we had the Dudley Boys making their return to WWE, interfering in a New Day and Lucha Dragons match as they got the tables that night and returned back to WWE for a little bit of a run there. Nothing too much of substance, but one final run for the Dudley Boys. That's it on this day in wrestling. Kind of significant stuff, I feel like, though, on this day. Not a whole big of a list, but pretty significant stuff looking back. All right, everybody, I am wiped out from the news with Bray Wyatt still. I'm calling it a night. See you back here tomorrow. We're going to get into some verses, and then as the weekend progresses, definitely another laying the rant down with an update on the death of Bray Wyatt, and all in previews with predictions and who knows what else. And of course, this weekend we got All In. Be looking for a big mega rant on that. Be looking for a big mega rant on Emergence as well from Impact. That's dropping on Sunday night. So Sunday is a pretty big day in wrestling with All In starting here at approximately 11 a.m. And then Emergence is later that evening as well. So, all right, everybody, have a good night. See you right back here, right around the corner for some verses. That's Pot of Wrestling Rants, baby!